Good morning, everyone. We will get started shortly. I've shared my screen, so if you can't see my screen or you are having a hard time hearing me, please send me a message in the chat box and I will troubleshoot as fast as I can. Otherwise, I will get started in just a few moments. Great, it looks like we're good to go. Welcome to today's webinar. My name is Danelle Carey, and I will be leading the session on expanding your commuter benefits program on behalf of Commuter Choice Maryland. This session is made possible by the Maryland Department of Transportation. The focus of today's session is on commuter benefits, the Maryland Commuter Tax Credit, and strategies that encourage employee participation in commuter benefit offerings. Here's an overview of today's agenda. A few things that I've already went over. We'll also talk about next steps and provide some additional tools and resources. If there are any questions, I ask that you ask them at the end of the webinar. Please feel free to type your questions in the chat box so you don't forget them. I will address them at the end of the presentation. So to get us started, I'd like to start with a poll question. What are you most interested in learning more about in this training? Please check all that apply. Give you a few more seconds to submit your answers. Perfect. It looks like majority are interested in learning about all options. A few were interested in the Maryland Commuter Tax Credit and also expanding commuter benefits. Great. We will definitely be going over that in the training today. So Commuter Choice Maryland, your best resource for your smart commute. What is Commuter Choice Maryland? Commuter Choice Maryland is the Maryland Department of Transportation's Transportation Demand Management Program with a vision to increase the use of sustainable transportation options. The work that is done also aligns with the Maryland Department of Transportation's mission statement. Commuter Choice Maryland focuses on both employer and commuter audiences. Providing the necessary support to employers throughout the state of Maryland will collaboratively help meet our goals of educating commuters on their travel options, reducing traffic congestion, and improving the quality of life for our residents. So as far as some program services for employers, we will provide ongoing support, host webinars on a range of transportation topics. We'll provide you with up-to-date information on commuter benefit options and the commuter tax credit. And we'll also have some marketing materials and information on employee commute options available to you. So before we jump into commuter benefits, I'd like to take another poll. I'd like to know how you traveled to work today. Please check all that apply. Wow, majority drove alone today. We have some that took the commuter bus, transit, light rail, and telework. Great. Well, our goal is to shift those that drive alone into some sustainable travel options. So we'll go over some of those options today and how you can also help your employees travel sustainably. So we'll jump into commuter benefits, and I'll provide some details on qualified fringe benefits and what that means to the employer and the employee. So what are commuter benefits? Commuter benefits are transportation fringe benefits regulated under Section 132F of the IRS Tax Code. As of January 2018, Federal law allows employers to offer employees up to $260 per month as a pre-tax deduction or tax-free subsidy for use on transit, van pools, and parking. Effective January 1st, 2019, that will increase to $265 a month. Commuter benefits allow employees to set aside pre-tax dollars to pay for expenses related to commuting to and from work. Commuter benefits help employees save up to 40% or more on their monthly commuting costs. So the example provided here on my screen demonstrates the tax savings an employee will receive by using a pre-tax salary deduction. So in this scenario, if the employee uses the current maximum transit benefit of $260 a month for an entire year, will equate to about $3,000. So once you factor in all of the taxes, you will see that the employee tax savings is about $1,000, which is significant. So from going from $3,000 to a net of $2,000 a month is a great advantage in using pre-tax salary deduction. So there are many advantages to offering commuter benefits to your employees. You can reduce your bottom line, increase the quality of work and productivity. When employees elect a pre-tax benefit, employers save on payroll tax. Employers save money by driving down payroll taxes with every dollar an employee deducts. The benefit can also offset the rising costs of other benefits. So, for example, employees who use an alternative method of transportation are more likely to be active in their commute, which can result in lower healthcare costs. And this can greatly contribute to a positive impact on your bottom line. It also improve morale and work-life balance, reduce any parking demand, improve your organization's desirability. A lot of qualified candidates are out there looking for great organizations to join, and having a good commuter benefits program is one thing that is sought after. And sustainability goals. Sustainability has become a component of business success and growth. So moving in the direction of sustainable practices are becoming more and more common amongst organizations. So you can look at transportation as a bigger piece that can align with your organization's overarching sustainable strategies. And of course, you can also benefit from tax incentives. So for the next few slides, I'll be talking in more detail about options that the federal benefits offer employers for providing tax-free commuter benefits. So the first option, which is option 1A, is the employer support option. With this option, the employer provides their employee with a monthly voucher that covers the cost of commuting on transit or van pool. In this scenario here, the employee will be able to ride transit tax-free all month with no direct cost. Employers continue to not have to pay payroll taxes on the provided benefit. But as of January 2018, employers are no longer allowed to deduct expenses tied to providing transit subsidies. Option 1B, which is employee pre-tax. With pre-tax benefits, employees currently have the option to set aside up to $260 per month in pre-tax funds from their paycheck each month for transit and van pool expenses. As I mentioned earlier, this will increase to $265 in January 2019. So by doing so, taxable income is reduced, which translates to a savings of up to 40% on monthly commuting costs. As a result, business payroll taxes decrease, and employers may see a savings from each employee participating in the benefit. And last but not least, option 1C, which is called combination. With this option, the employer contributes to a portion of the transit cost, while the employee pays for the remaining cost using a pre-tax salary deduction. So the way this works is that if an employee's cost to travel by transit per month were $260, the employer contributed $100 per month, the employee can elect up to $160 in their pre-tax salary deductions to cover their monthly commuting cost. So I'd like to learn more about what commuter benefits your organization offers. So please take the poll and choose all that apply. All right, we got some answers coming in. I'll wrap it up in a couple seconds. All right, it looks like a bunch of people need assistance, and we are very eager and happy to help. So we will make sure that we reach out to all that requested assistance to help you put together an effective commuter benefits program. So we'll jump into the Maryland Commuter Tax Credit. The Maryland Commuter Tax Credit is an additional tax savings that Maryland employers can claim by providing commuter benefits. Employers can claim a tax credit for 50% of eligible cost of commuter benefits up to $100 per participating employee per month. So on the Commuter Choice Maryland website, there is a commuter benefits tax calculator that can help with explaining the benefit. So what I'll do is I will navigate off the page to give you a step-by-step instruction on how this works. So I am now on the Commuter Choice Maryland website, and I'll be scrolling down to the Commuter Benefits Tax Savings Calculator. So just to give you a demo, if the average employer monthly transit fare was $260 a month, and the employer contribution was a combination, which is both funding provided by the employer and also combined with a pre-tax salary deduction. So if an employer provides $100 of the employee's monthly transit fare, the employer can expect to receive a $50 tax credit on every $100 paid towards this employee's transit fare cost. And this webinar will also be shared with everyone that is watching today, so you can access all of the links that are embedded in the webinar. So how do you qualify for the tax credit? Maryland Commuter Tax Credit is for Maryland employers, which includes 501c3 and 4 organizations. The workplace must be located in Maryland. The employer must pay a portion of the cost of an employee's travel between home and workplace, which includes the purchase of transit instruments. So if you see here, there's a list of some qualifying expenses. And the credit is applicable to these following expenses: MTA passes, fare cards, smart cards, local transit, WMATA system fare media, a company-sponsored van pool program, cash in lieu of parking program, and guaranteed ride home. So a very important step to obtaining the Maryland Commuter Tax Credit is making sure that you register. There is a required registration form for employers to complete to register for the Commuter Tax Credit. This form needs to be electronically submitted to Commuter Choice Maryland. And as you can see, there's a screenshot here of what the tax credit registration form looks like. And there's also a link where you can access the registration form. So how do you obtain the Maryland Commuter Tax Credit? So you must complete Form 500CR or 508CR for submission with your Maryland state taxes. So if you are a 501c3 or 4, you're going to want to complete the 508CR attached to the MW 508. All other businesses will fill out the Form 500CR. The income tax credit is available on an electronically filed income tax return for the tax year in which the credit is being claimed. So I'd like to know who would like more assistance with the Maryland Commuter Tax Credit. Please answer the poll question. All right. It looks like everyone listening needs assistance with the Maryland Commuter Tax Credit, and we are happy and eager to help you get started with registering for the tax credit. So, boost your commuter benefits program. In this section, I will discuss tools and strategies to boost your commuter benefits program. So, we'll start with financial incentives. By offering financial incentives, you can reduce parking demand at your location. You can encourage employees to use alternatives, such as carpools and van pools, by lowering monthly parking rates. You can also offer cash in lieu of free parking to have your employees commit to using a commute alternative. As we all know, it's much more cost efficient to reduce parking demand than spend millions of dollars on infrastructure to accommodate demand. Some other financial incentives, such as transit subsidies, where you can provide free or subsidized transit passes, company van pool vehicles, or shuttle services from major transit hubs, and of course, pre-tax benefits. Facilities and services. So providing sustainable amenities on site will not only demonstrate your support of using commute alternatives, it will show your employees that non-driving options are viable. Here are some examples of offerings that are low-cost incentives to get your employees out of their vehicle. So one, putting some bike parking or storage on site, showers and lockers, designating preferred parking for carpool and van pool vehicles, providing free shuttles, car share memberships, and providing and promoting the guaranteed ride home. If you lease in a building, you can always talk to the building owner to negotiate the installation of some of these amenities or offer to share the cost of installation. I know showers and lockers are oftentimes a heavy lift, but if you are in close proximity to a gym where they have showers, you can always make arrangements with your local gym facilities so employees can bike or walk to work and shower on their way in. So telework, telecommute, and alternative work schedules. They can enhance a commuter benefits program. And it's also becoming the norm for many organizations looking to reduce overhead costs, and it's also a solution to the stress of commute for employees. This option is another method to satisfy employees, save money, boost morale, decrease absenteeism, and have an additional tool to retain and recruit. Having a telecommute program is also great to have as a part of a disaster preparedness protocol. So the following options are lower no-cost commute solutions. So teleworking, telecommuting, and also alternative work schedules, which can be a compressed work week, flex time, and staggered shifts. And I'll give you a little bit more detail on what that looks like. So telecommuting is a flexible arrangement that allows employee to work from home or an alternate workplace. Telework is a more permanent situation where the employee is working from home and has no scheduled time in the office. With a compressed work week, an employee can work 10 hours a day, 4 days a week. So for example, if I was working a compressed work week, I can work 10 hours a day, Monday through Thursday, and I'd be off every Friday. With flex time, an employee can come in later and miss their morning rush and also leave later. With staggered shifts, these are shifts where employees can work different times, which often overlap with other shifts, that can avoid the stress of a commute. Please keep in mind that these options may not be for every type of position, but that would have to be determined based on the unique needs of your industry or organization. So creating a policy for your program will help employees understand the expectations and requirements of all of these working conditions. So ride sharing, which is a long-standing traditional commute alternative. We have both carpooling and van pooling. So carpooling is a form of ride sharing that many employees are willing to try. You can incentivize carpoolers by providing preferential or low-cost parking. So if you have a parking lot, you can always designate a certain number of spaces to individuals that decide to carpool. And our Commuter Choice Maryland rideshare coordinators can help find matches for your employees. Van pooling, our rideshare coordinators can also connect you with van pool leasing companies that can assist you with vehicle leasing, pricing, filling the seats, and also providing some startup incentives. Guaranteed ride home. One thing that I hear often is, I drive alone because what happens in the case of emergency and I don't have my car? So guaranteed ride home alleviates your employees' worry of leaving their car at home. So by promoting this program, which is a free service, we can give them what I'd like to call a quote unquote commute insurance for commuters who regularly use a commute alternative to get to work. So if an employee has an unexpected emergency, the guaranteed ride home kicks in, providing a reliable ride home up to 4 times a year. Signing up is easy. Employees can simply visit commuterconnections.org to get registered. And the guaranteed ride home, which is also referred to as GRH, is open to registered users of Commuter Connections who reside in Washington, D.C. or Baltimore regions. So we'll jump into next steps. So some important steps to get started is to, 1, schedule a meeting with a rideshare coordinator. Rideshare coordinators with Commuter Choice Maryland are available to assist you with getting your program started. They are experts defining solutions to your benefit programs, concerns, or challenges, and can help determine a plan of action to implement an effective commuter benefits program for your organization. The first step that I like to have employers do is to select an employer transportation coordinator, which we also call an ETC. This will ensure that all the necessary steps are taken to determine, develop, and set up a commuter benefits program. This person would likely be someone that would also work with the Commuter Choice Maryland rideshare coordinator to set everything up for your organizations. Now, some common ETCs are existing employees, so this is not a separate employee that you have to hire. You designate someone such as a senior employee, a human resource representative, a sustainability or facility manager. So the ETC will serve as a liaison to the staff in the workplace. They'll promote, administer, and provide support to the commuter benefits program. Oftentimes with larger organizations, it's beneficial to put together a team of employees to help support the ETC. So depending on your situation at your organization, you might seek to look at some green teams or a bike group that can help lead your efforts with your commuter benefits program. So rule of thumb for me is when setting up a commuter benefits program or trying to determine the interests of your employees is to conduct an employee commute survey. This is the best possible approach to determining what an effective commuter benefits program will look like by properly evaluating an organization's transportation situation. The survey will provide the rideshare coordinator with guidance on what will work best, what your employees are interested in, and how you can best execute your program. So here are some sample survey questions that you may see on an employee commute survey that can help to evaluate what works best. Another common concern that is heard is, how will I administer my commuter benefits program? So here are some things to consider. The time it takes to administer benefits. Some smaller businesses tend to administer their program in-house, whereas larger organizations prefer to use a third party or outside vendor since their volume of participation can be higher. You also want to look into if there are any upfront funding costs and lead times. I strongly encourage you to create a commuter benefits policy. This will help alleviate any concerns with the following: who can qualify for benefits, what type of benefits are available, if there's a probationary period that an employee is required to see through before they can take advantage of these benefits, when is the enrollment periods, how and when to cancel benefits, and who to contact with any issues. And last but not least, promoting commuter benefits. To ensure that you're taking all measures to promote your program to increase employee participation, here are some best practices in disseminating information and promoting your commuter benefits program at your workplace. One, you can create a benefits enrollment form, something easy for your employees to fill out to elect the type of benefits they're interested in participating in. Communicating via email, posting information on your company's intranet. Very common that employers put information in employee paychecks about commuter benefits programs or post flyers in shared spaces. A good time to promote the program is also with new hire orientations, updating your employee handbook so you can reflect all of the new transit benefits and policies. Another thing you can do is have a rideshare coordinator present at a lunch and learn to talk to employees about their options, or also invite a rideshare coordinator out to table at one of your commuter or benefits fairs. That way they can have that one-on-one exchange with your employees so they can best understand their options and the commuter benefits that are offered by your organization. So the takeaway the action item here is to make sure that you encourage your employees to sign up. And we are always here to help. You can connect with a rideshare coordinator by visiting www.commuterchoicemaryland.com. There is a tool on the website where you can use a list to determine your area, and it will put you with the rideshare coordinator that can assist you. You can call or also email commuterchoice@mdot.maryland.gov. It was a pleasure providing this information to you today, and I hope the information that was shared has been useful. I will be now looking through chat box for questions and taking additional questions. So please feel free to send me a message, and I will answer questions momentarily. All right, I have question 1. My question is for a tax specialist on commuter benefits. I would like to know if a business can amend previous year returns to claim commuter tax credits. For example, can company ABC fill in the registration for 2012 right now and claim the credit? And the second part of the question is, can the company claim that credit in the 2018 or current year tax return, or does it need to amend the 2012 tax return to claim it? Unfortunately, I'm not a tax specialist, so I would defer this question to an accountant. A business should be able to amend a tax return from a previous year, but again, it's recommended that you get in touch with a tax specialist who can walk you through this. Our staff will also look into this to an answer for you, and we will provide it when we wrap up this webinar and provide you with a recap that includes the frequently asked questions from this webinar. And for the second part of your question, it has to be claimed for the current year. So if you're filing your taxes in 2019, you have to claim it for the tax year 2018. And again, I'll defer any amendments to a tax specialist. All right, so moving on to question 2. Will the webinar be posted on Commuter Choice Maryland's website? Yes, the presentation will be available on the website, which is www.commuterchoicemaryland.com. Next question. How can employees use or purchase transit passes using pre-tax deductions? If an employee is receiving pre-tax salary deductions, they can use those funds. That would depend on the organization's benefit setups, like how they're administering it. Oftentimes, they set up with an outside vendor that can set up a debit card that's used solely for transportation benefit. So this will depend on the organization's administration of their commuter benefits. All right, next question. For Guaranteed Ride Home, do you need to re-register annually? Yes, this program requires that you re-register annually. All right, how do I find a rideshare coordinator in my area? On our Commuter Choice Maryland website, for counties with a rideshare coordinator, we have their contact information listed on the website. You can also email Commuter Choice Maryland at our new email address, which is commuterchoice@mdot.maryland.gov. And a representative will contact you with a rideshare coordinator. Or you can simply call Commuter Choice Maryland and they will direct you to the appropriate rideshare coordinator. Okay, next question. Do you have any case studies, success stories from businesses that are already taking advantage of these benefits? And the answer is yes. On our website, there are examples of how others have implemented smart commuting in the state of Maryland. We will also make an effort to post other resources on our website as we receive them. All right, question. All right. If my company was to create a position for a transportation specialist, is there a criteria and or job description available? So the employer transportation coordinator that I made a mention of during my webinar is a suggestion, and it is just an arm off an existing position. So for example, if I was an HR rep, I may be designated as the employee transportation coordinator that will lead the commuter benefits efforts for my organization. But we can also look into some criteria for you, but offhand, we don't make any recommendations for job descriptions for a position. These are just some recommendations on how you can boost your employer benefits program. Another question, do you have a list of vendors that will help us administer a commuter benefits program? Yes, we do. So look out for our post-webinar email. It'll include a link of vendors that you can reach out to that'll help you administer your commuter benefits program. We will also have this list available on our website. All right, that looks like all of the questions. If you have any additional questions aside from what was asked today, feel free to shoot us an email at commuterchoice@mdot.maryland.gov and we will be happy to respond. But I would like to reemphasize that companies that provide commuter benefits have shown the ability to retain and attract a better talent pool. So it's important to make sure that you have a suite of benefit offerings that are competitive and are robust to offer to your potential or prospective talent. And also to make sure that you maintain valuable talent within your organization. Those that share that they need assistance during the webinar, during the poll question, we will reach out to you and get you the support that you need to get your commuter benefits program off the ground. Again, all the tools and this presentation will be available on the commuterchoicemaryland.com website, and you should also look out for our post-webinar email that will include all of this information. I'd like to thank everyone for participating in today's webinar. We hope that the information that was provided will help you get started and enhance your commuter benefits program. We look forward to working with you, and again, please take note of our contact information, and we look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day.